The Cobble Classics will come to a close as the riders take on Paris-Roubaix. The 253km course tackles 27 sections of the French cobbles, totalling 52.7 km of bone-shaking pavé. 3 sections have been given a 5-star difficulty rating: the infamous Tour d'Armberg, Mons-au-Pavel and the decisive Carrefour de l'Arbre. Like Flanders before it, there'll be no Tom Boonen or Fabian Cancellara at the start, but there are plenty of riders capable of conquering the cobbles. Here are Cycling News' top 10 riders to watch for Paris-Roubaix. Niki Terpstra won last year's race with a decisive attack following the final sector of pavé to beat the chasing pack by 20 seconds. The lead up to Terpstra's title defence has been a largely successful one, culminating in a second place at the Tour of Flanders. Etixx-Quickstep go into the race with several contenders, but with the number 1 Dossard on his back, it's hard to look past Terpstra. The Dutchman will have to think differently this year, as there's no Boonen around to deflect the attention. Alexander Kristoff has been on flying form in recent times, with 4 victories in the space of a week. Needless to say, the biggest of these was his impressive win at the Tour of Flanders, where he more than matched Terpstra on the climbs before out-kicking him in the sprint. Only 10 riders have ever won the Tour of Flanders and Paris-Roubaix in the same season, but Kristoff is on the form to make it 11. However, he'll need better luck than he had in 2014, where he failed to finish. Bradley Wiggins will be waving goodbye to his professional road career at his favourite race. After Paris-Roubaix, Wiggins will be focusing on the track and is approaching our record attempt. Wiggins will want to go out with a bang, but in the chaos of the cobbles it could as easily be a crash. After 3 years away, he made his return to the race last season, putting in a solid performance to take 9th. His build-up hit a small road bump with a crash at Flanders, but that shouldn't set him back for Sunday. Greg van Avermaet would be kicking himself for missing the race-winning move at the Tour of Flanders, but this week's Paris-Roubaix will give him a chance to get some payback. For the second year running he comes to the race in strong form, but he'd be hoping to reverse the fortunes of last year, where his chances were dashed in a late crash. Van Avermaet's best performance at Paris-Roubaix is 4th place in 2013, when he was beaten to the final podium spot by this year's defending champion Terpstra. The mystery of Peter Sagan continues this spring. Sagan rode a smart Tour of Flanders last week, but found himself lacking the power to chase Van Avermaet to take 3rd place. The same dramatic decline happened to him at Etixx-Roubaix, and the Slovakian seems at a loss to explain it. The pressure is mounting on Sagan, and he'd be hoping he can figure out the problem before Sunday. Second at the Junior Paris-Roubaix, he rode the senior event for the 3rd time in 2014, finishing an impressive 6th. Degenkolb is looking to become only the 2nd rider to win Milan-San Remo and Paris-Roubaix in the same season. Sean Kelly did it in 1986, on his way to an astonishing 32 victories that year. Degenkolb is one of the few Roubaix contenders that will be skipping Scheldeprijs midweek as he looks to come back from the disappointment at the Tour of Flanders. The German secured his first monument podium with 2nd at last year's race, and he'll be hoping he has the legs to go one better on Sunday. Geraint Thomas will be one of Team Sky's 3 leaders for Paris-Roubaix, along with Wiggins and Ian Stannard. Thomas had a great start to his cobble campaign with victory at Etixx-Roubaix, but was missing the killer punch in Flanders when the attack started coming. Thomas rode a strong race in 2014, putting in a lot of work for his teammates before securing Sky's best finish with 7th. It's likely that Thomas will have to do the work for his teammates again, but he should enjoy a much more protected role in 2015. After securing his best finish yet at the Tour of Flanders, Lars will be looking to do the same at Paris-Roubaix this week. The target he's looking to better is the 6th place he took in 2012. Bom's cyclocross skills are perfect for the cobbles, and he showed just how good he can be when he stormed away to victory on the pavé stage at last year's Tour de France. With 3 of this year's sectors in the Tour de France in July, he could be eyeing up the double. Zdenek Stybar is Etixx-Quickstep's 2nd leader for this Sunday's Paris-Roubaix, along with defending champion Terpstra. Stybar will be hoping that it will be 3rd time lucky for him at Roubaix. The Czech national champion was in contention for victory on his debut 2 years ago, before a tangle with a fan took him out, and he finished 5th in 2014. Stybar has been in good form this spring, but seemed a little lacking in the climbs at Flanders. Roubaix is his favourite terrain, and we can expect a strong challenge from him at the weekend. Sep Vanmarcke will be looking to get his spring back on track at Paris-Roubaix after a disastrous Tour of Flanders. Vanmarcke has been Mr. Consistent throughout the early part of the season, but is yet to turn that into a victory. It was in 2013 that Vanmarcke put himself forward as a potential winner of the race, pushing Fabian Cancellara right until the last. With the field much more open this season and no Cancellara, Vanmarcke will be hoping that he can go one better in 2015.